James Madison, born on March 16, 1751 in Port Conway, Virginia, was steeped in the traditions of plantation life. His family, prominent landowners, instilled in him a deep sense of civic duty. From an early age, Madison displayed an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. He devoured books on history, philosophy, and law, laying the foundation for his future endeavors. At 18, Madison embarked on a journey to the College of New Jersey, now Princeton University. There, he immersed himself in the classics, honing his skills in rhetoric and debate. His professors, recognizing his sharp intellect, nurtured his talents. Madison's time at Princeton proved pivotal, shaping his worldview and igniting a passion for public service. Graduating in 1771, Madison returned to Virginia. He found himself at a crossroads, torn between a life of scholarship and the call to serve his fledgling nation. The rumblings of discontent with British rule grew louder. Madison, unable to ignore the plight of his countrymen, threw himself into the fight for independence. His early political career saw him serve in the Virginia legislature, quickly rising through the ranks. The year 1787 marked a turning point in American history. The Articles of Confederation had proven inadequate. A sense of urgency gripped the newly independent states. It was in this crucible of uncertainty that James Madison emerged as a leading figure. At the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, Madison stood out among giants. He arrived armed with a wealth of knowledge, having spent countless hours studying various forms of government. His meticulous notes provide an invaluable record of the debates and compromises that shaped the Constitution. Madison, a staunch advocate for a strong national government, clashed with those who feared centralized power. His Virginia Plan, a blueprint for a bicameral legislature with representation based on population, formed the basis for much of the debate. Throughout the convention, Madison tirelessly argued for his vision of a more perfect union. The battle to ratify the Constitution was just beginning. Opposition to the new government was fierce. To combat this resistance, Madison joined forces with Alexander Hamilton and John Jay to pen the Federalist Papers. Published anonymously in New York newspapers, the Federalist Papers provided a compelling defense of the Constitution. Madison, the primary author of several key essays, delved into the intricacies of the proposed government. He argued that the Constitution was the greatest guarantor of liberty. In Federalist No. 10, Madison tackled the issue of factions, or special interest groups. He argued that their negative effects could be mitigated by a large representative republic. The Federalist Papers swayed public opinion in favor of the Constitution, paving the way for its ratification. Today, these essays remain essential reading for anyone seeking to understand the founding principles of the United States. In 1808, after serving as Secretary of State under President Thomas Jefferson, James Madison assumed the presidency. He inherited a nation grappling with significant challenges. Tensions with Great Britain were escalating, fueled by British impressment of American sailors and interference with American shipping. The nation's economy was struggling, and political divisions ran deep. Madison, a man of peace, sought to avoid war with Great Britain. He pursued diplomatic solutions, but his efforts proved futile. In 1812, with public opinion turning increasingly hawkish, Congress declared war on Great Britain. The War of 1812, though ultimately inconclusive, had a profound impact on the United States. It tested the young nation's resolve and demonstrated its willingness to defend its interests on the world stage. Following the war, Madison oversaw a period of economic growth and national expansion. He signed into law the Second Bank of the United States, which helped to stabilize the nation's currency. The War of 1812 tested Madison's leadership and the resilience of the young nation. The United States, still in its infancy, found itself embroiled in a conflict with the world's most powerful navy. Early defeats and setbacks exposed the nation's military weaknesses. However, the American spirit, fueled by a fierce determination to prove itself, could not be extinguished. Victories at sea, such as the stunning defeat of the HMS Guerrière by the USS Constitution, bolstered American morale. On land, General William Henry Harrison's victory at the Battle of the Thames secured the Northwest Territory. The war's defining moment came in August 1814, when British forces captured Washington, D.C., and set fire to the White House and the Capitol building. Madison and his wife, Dolly, were forced to flee the city. Yet, even in the face of this humiliation, the American spirit refused to be broken. The burning of Washington galvanized American resolve, and the tide began to turn. As Madison's presidency drew to a close, the United States stood at a crossroads. The nation had weathered the storms of war and emerged stronger and more united. Madison, his hair now silvered with age and experience, could look back on his time in office with a sense of accomplishment. He had guided the nation through its early years, laying the foundation for a government that would endure for centuries to come. His contributions to the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, and his leadership during the War of 1812 earned him a place among the pantheon of American heroes. Retiring to Montpelier, his beloved Virginia estate, Madison dedicated his remaining years to scholarly pursuits and the management of his plantation. He remained a respected elder statesman, his counsel sought after by leaders from across the nation. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, passed away on June 28, 1836 at the age of 85. His legacy continues to inspire and shape the United States to this day. Madison's legacy extends far beyond his contributions to the Constitution and his leadership during the War of 1812. He was a prolific writer and thinker whose ideas continue to shape American political thought. One of Madison's most enduring achievements was his role in drafting and securing the ratification of the Bill of Rights. As a member of the First Congress, he played a pivotal role in ensuring that the Constitution included explicit protections for individual liberties. The Bill of Rights, a testament to Madison's commitment to individual freedom, has served as a model for democracies around the world. Madison's writings also provide valuable insights into his views on slavery. A slave owner himself, Madison grappled with the moral and political complexities of this institution. While he expressed support for the eventual abolition of slavery, he also recognized the practical difficulties of achieving this goal in his own time. Despite the contradictions inherent in his own life, Madison left an indelible mark on the fight against slavery. His writings and speeches helped to lay the intellectual groundwork for the abolitionist movement that would ultimately bring an end to slavery in the United States. Today, visitors to Montpelier, Madison's Virginia estate, can step back in time and gain a deeper understanding of this complex and fascinating figure. The meticulously preserved mansion and its surrounding grounds offer a glimpse into the life and times of one of America's most important founding fathers. Walking through the halls of Montpelier, one can imagine Madison pacing the floors deep in thought as he crafted the words that would shape a nation. The library, with its extensive collection of books, attests to Madison's lifelong love of learning. The dining room, where Madison entertained dignitaries and intellectuals, speaks to his role as a leader and a thinker. Beyond the mansion, the grounds of Montpelier offer a poignant reminder of the contradictions inherent in Madison's life. The slave quarters, a somber testament to the institution of slavery, stand in stark contrast to the grandeur of the main house. James Madison's impact on American political thought extends far beyond his specific contributions to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. His ideas about federalism, separation of powers, and the importance of an informed citizenry continue to shape our understanding of democracy today. Madison's concept of federalism, which divides power between the national and state governments, remains a cornerstone of the American political system. His belief in the separation of powers with its system of checks and balances has helped to prevent tyranny and protect individual liberties. Perhaps most importantly, Madison understood that a healthy democracy requires an informed and engaged citizenry. He believed that education was essential for self-government, and that citizens had a duty to participate in the political process. His writings and speeches continue to inspire us to be active and informed citizens, engaged in the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, left an indelible mark on the United States. His brilliance, dedication, and unwavering belief in the principles of liberty and self-government helped to shape a nation. From his early days in Virginia to his time in the halls of power, Madison dedicated his life to building a more perfect union. His legacy is not without its flaws, as his own entanglement with slavery demonstrates. However, his contributions to American democracy are undeniable. His ideas continue to inspire and guide us as we navigate the challenges of the 21st century. As we reflect on the life and legacy of James Madison, let us remember his words. "The advancement and diffusion of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty.